It is entertaining, it is educative, it is informative. It is the Friday Night Mix Show with Fola Atoloye. Join in every Friday from 5:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time till the mic drops. Friday Night Mix Show. Tune in to the fun. It is entertaining, it is educative, it is informative. It is the Friday Night Mix Show with Fola Atoloye. Join in every Friday from 5:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time till the mic drops. Friday Night Mix Show. Tune in to the fun. It is entertaining, it is educative, it is informative. It is the Friday Night Mix Show with Fola Atoloye. Join in every Friday from 5:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time till the mic drops. Friday Night Mix Show. Tune in to the fun. It is entertaining, it is educative, it is informative. It is the Friday Night Mix Show with Fola Atoloye. Join in every Friday from 5:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time till the mic drops. Friday Night Mix Show. Tune in to the fun. It is entertaining, it is educative, it is informative. It is the Friday Night Mix Show with Fola Atoloye. Join in every Friday from 5:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time till the mic drops. Friday Night Mix Show. Tune in to the fun. It is entertaining, it is educative, it is informative. It is the Friday Night Mix Show with Fola Atoloye. Join in every Friday from 5:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time till the mic drops. Friday Night Mix Show. Tune in to the fun. It is entertaining, it is educative, it is informative. It is the Friday Night Mix Show with Fola Atoloye. Join in every Friday from 5:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time till the mic drops. Friday Night Mix Show. Tune in to the fun. It is entertaining, it is educative, it is informative. It is the Friday Night Mix Show with Fola Atoloye. Join in every Friday from 5:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time till the mic drops. Friday Night Mix Show. Tune in to the fun. All right, welcome to the Friday Night Mix Show. Woo! Yeah, we just had a little kind of difficulty with kind of setting things up. Let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Okay, perfect. All right, so this is the Friday Night Mix Show, and we already have people saying, I'm present. Oluwayomi Baiwatole saying she's present. Thank you for joining the show. And tonight, as always, we'll be bringing you insightful and entertaining event or show. Like you always know, we would come here and we'll give you information and give you stuff that you can get any other place. Tonight, more importantly, I am bringing on the show somebody that it will cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I'm not even talking about, I'm not talking about Canadian dollars. I'm actually talking about USD. And I'm serious. You guys think I'm joking. I'm not joking, actually. I'm serious. Because this person, oh my God, I'm so privileged to have him on the show, right? He's a friend of mine. He's a big brother. He's someone that I reached out to when I was going to where's my phone? It's here. It's very important that I have my phone here because what I want to read for you people today. All right, so let's just have you guys, comment and drop your likes. Please make sure you're sharing this right now wherever you are. Share it on your timeline, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram. Please make sure you are sharing. Thank you so much, Obianuju Barbara Akagusi, for being present. And we really appreciate you. All right, how's your week been? Does anybody want to share a thing or two about their week? My week has been great. It's been fun. It's been nice. This week has been chilled, actually. The weather has been a little bit better. And so it's been cool. I was telling Mr. Let me not call his name. You already know. There's no point. You already know the person I'm going to bring on the show. I was telling Mr. Mole, I said, listen, thank you so much for joining. You will be earning things that money cannot buy, actually, right? Because if you listen to this show, you'll be able to actually know how to meander your way when you, like, the mistakes I made when I came. If I had someone like him in my corner at that time, it would have been easy. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please help me make welcome the one and only, before I make welcome, let me just tell you about him, a little bit about him. This young man, still a young man, even though, he's Agba. This young man is a trailblazer in the HR and strategy sphere with over 14 years of transformative experience across Canada's dynamic landscapes. As a visionary founder of Luminous Consulting and the driving force behind the HR leaders in Canada, there's a group, actually. When I speak to HR people, they are so proud of that group, and is one of the driving force behind that group, HR leaders in Canada. He has crafted a thriving hub for nearly 900 HR enthusiasts. He's a certified HR professional and a fervent advocate for the future of work. He excels in steering complex organizational transformations, fostering cross-functional collaborations, and implementing data-driven people programs. His approach combines a profound understanding of HR policies or principles with a keen insight into business needs, making him a sought-after speaker and thought leader in the industry. And that's true, right? We're so fortunate to have him tonight, right? Mr. Peter says, don't forget to roll the shekere for the guests. You know what? Good point. Give me 1 minute. My shekere is very around. It's not long. I was thinking I don't want to stand up, but I will stand up. The shekere is for our special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are not so busy and you're not so occupied, please make welcome Mr. Imole Ashogbon. Hey, thank you for coming on the show tonight, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Paula.
It's
Thank
so
you.
good to see you.
Yes,
Hope I did over. Hope I did over celebrate you.
I beg you, bros. You're too much.
They say
But
I have sweet mouth. See,
you,
our our guests, they know the way the show runs, right? They know we always bring out Shakere and we always bring out our oh,
thank you so much. Thank you so much for
you know, thank you for the book that you gave me. I read a bit about I read a bit of the book, and it's just something that I really appreciate. Right, I'm of that opinion also that you're going to see somebody, you've got to go with a gift, right? Like it's not it just endears you to the person. There's a way the person will see you, and I just remember the gift, no matter how small it is. A, a shirt, a pen, a flower. Why do you? Let me start from there. Why did you think that I'm going to see Fola? I need to go with a gift. What's the mindset there?
Oh wow. Thank you. Anyways, thank you so much for having me here. I'm going to answer that question, but number one, please, I've told you before, don't call me Mr. Imole. Just call me Imole. Be cool, no. And you rightly said I'm a young man. I beg.
You like that part of the you
Oh
like that part
yes,
of the
I do.
conversation, right? Hey,
Yeah, but I mean, you're doing an amazing job.
thank you.
Amazing job. And No, let me not go into. Let me answer your question
Answer
first.
the question.
Why did I bring a book? So I learned from my mentor, right? If you are going to see a king, don't go empty-handed.
Did
And
you
the
did you
day,
did you people did you people hear that? Did you hear that?
yeah, I mean that's it. Go with a gift, no matter
Mm,
how wealthy they are, no matter how highly placed, no matter how early stage, no matter what season or phase of their life. The
mm,
fact that you're engaging and interacting with them, there's no limit for them. So I learned that. I have books. I buy
mm,
some gifts. I buy special. I
mm.
have a budget for it. And I'm
Wow.
going to see certain people in person. The world has allowed us to go in person. And I regard that person. I go with a gift. And like you
Mm.
said, he endears you. He keeps, because
Yeah.
most times people are always wanting to collect and collect and collect. You just find a
True.
few people who want to give.
Mm.
And you unlock certain things when you do things like that. You unlock things in their hearts.
True.
So I learned it from my mentor, and since then I've been in. Every time I go to see somebody that I have a lot of regard for, no matter the season or phase they are in their life, I try to go with a gift, and it works magic. I tell you.
It does. Oh, thank you so much. I mean that really makes me happy because it's I also do it, right? It's something that I'm going to someone and I'm like, okay, you know what? I have to go with a gift. And like you said, it always endears you to that person and it makes the person feel special. And people will say, "Oh, he's rich. What do I want to buy for him? He's already rich." But no, that's
That's
not
the
the
era.
point.
Yeah.
It's a gift. It's a
Yes.
gift, right? All right,
Yeah.
Mr. Imole. You should not call you Mr. I don't know how I'm
Imole.
going because I actually respect you a lot, right?
You.
And
Thank you.
and I've been looking forward to this conversation, for a while now, and I'm glad that you're on the show tonight. So we're gonna go dive straight into it. I try to bring myself to say Imole. I can't.
You will. Don't worry.
Just-
Just think about it, Imole. Your guy, Imole that came to your house and ate to your house. Imole.
All right, so let's start this way. Why HR? Human resources. Why?
Hey, that's a very interesting question. I
Mm,
think why HR, I think from my university days, I've had opportunity to be involved in the lives of people. I've had opportunity to take up leadership roles from
mm,
campus days, even before campus days. I was very active in school,
mm,
my university days, and I'd always been, I've always been in position where I have to make decisions and influence lives. And so
mm,
while I was running off university, like every other person, I was trying to figure out what do I want to do. The
mm,
question of, oh, do I want to go into ministry? Do I want to do these? Was all was coming up, and
wow.
I I spoke with an instructor of mine then that we did some permutations. I was like, you're
Mm,
passionate about people. You're
mm,
passionate about one of the areas you can go or you can grow your career in is in human resources because it's all
mm,
about humans. And so I got my first job after I looked for a job after NYC and all of that. I got my first job and I was a business analyst. That's my
mm.
first job, I
Oh,
think in 2008, right?
wow.
And but I immediately I got into the company. I told them, I said, hey, I'm interested in HR. It was less than 3 months I got the opportunity to flip to HR because
Mm,
I was passionate
wow.
about HR. I read about HR. I had a mentor in HR, and he was very instructive in guiding me through that path. I think that's how I found myself in the HR department or in the HR career.
Mm,
It's all about
mm,
people, right?
mm, mm. Let's read. So on the show, we'll be reading comment. Like it's a community, right? And I'm sure
Yeah.
you know, like it's a community of people, friends, family, and people are always involved. So we read the comments during
Mhm.
the conversation, right? So you want me to say Fala be calming down. No, I'm not,
Fella, energy
I
too much. But
I didn't
that's
mean to calm
amazing.
down. And Peter says, I second the fact that Fola is doing an amazing job. Oh, thank you so much. Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing job. That needs some more research. All right. And then we have West Coast. Oh, yeah. Coast is not available today. She went to eat shawarma. So
It's
people have
International
to take
Women's Day.
the
It's International Women's Day.
International Women's
So,
Day. She
so
has, exactly. So we celebrate Lami wherever she is. And I'm sure she would have loved to speak to you because she was excited when so we have a schedule where we bring everybody we talk to. So she was like, oh, I'd like to speak to Molly. I've heard a lot about you, Mr. Molly. Let me go back to my first encounter with you.
mhm.
The very first encounter with you was when I got a call from Coca-Cola. I applied and then I got a call from Coca-Cola and then they were like, Oh yeah, we saw your CV. We wanted you to come become what was that job then? Sef?
As a
I
sales
think
manager,
it was sales manager. Yeah, so it was. I want to remember the name. Sales development or
development manager.
business. Yeah, something like that. And I just went to LinkedIn. I'm like, okay, who are the people I can? It was basically who are the Nigerians that are working here. And then I saw you. I saw another guy. But I don't know. My spirit just kind of like, okay, let me chat with you. We've never spoken before. We've
Mhm.
never seen each other before. You don't know me. And I reached out to you and I told you, hey, I just got you know, just got a call for an interview, in Coca-Cola. And I see that you work there. If you're an HR person, and what are the tips to you? And you replied me. The way you replied was almost as if you know me. Is that how let me ask first? Is that how you reply to everybody? Or is it because of the way I just came to you? Like
You
maybe my English was big.
know, okay, so the thing is, I find that my life, right, the trajectory of my life, I find that
Mm,
it's really about people.
mm,
Everything I've done, everywhere I've gone to, every position I've held and I will hold is
mm.
centered around my life
Around
being a
people.
blessing for
Mm,
people. I find I see myself as a conduit, not as a reservoir.
mm,
Right. So since I came to Canada, I've always been looking out to help Nigerians, to help immigrants. That's
mm,
why I started the HR Leaders in Canada group. That's why I do a lot of things I do. So every person, because I've been helped before, and I've seen the
mm,
struggle a lot of immigrants, a lot of our people go through. Right. So my mantra is everyone I come in contact with, I have
mhm,
to help them as much as is within my power. I can't tell
mm.
you the number of people I've helped to get jobs in Canada, in Calgary here, and they still
Nice.
say it because I've always been in a recruitment, I've always been in HR. So when you reached out to me, I appreciated and respected that because a lot of people
Mm.
don't do that.
They
And
don't.
sometimes it's because they have some experiences that is not so pleasant, right?
True.
Maybe some people
True.
do not respond or not ignore, but getting no is not the end of life. Still make that
Mm,
effort and try.
mm.
So when you tried and you reached out, I mean, Indians do it, Filipinos do it. They bring their people everywhere they go. It's only we in Nigeria that we overanalyze things. I see, so for
Mm,
me, I make it straight that every time I find somebody who's competent and can do the job and they reached out for help, I will go all the
mm,
way to help them. So that gives them a competitive edge. Sometimes we don't have that edge. And that insider information gives us that edge. And it's
mm.
something I'm passionate about.
Yeah. Honestly, I really want to. Some people be asking, so what happened to the role? Well, I didn't get it eventually, but but like you said,
Mm.
my mantra has always been the worst I can get is a no. Right.
Yes.
So I would always make that move, right? That has always been my life. But I really want to appreciate you for that because you gave me so much insight. And I know that honestly, there's a reason for everything. There's a reason
Yes.
why God didn't make me get that job because
Absolutely. I
I,
thought about you some months ago when I looked at your career, and I'm so grateful you didn't get that role.
yes.
Because if you could have never been making how much you're making now, you can
Yes.
never be doing some of the things you're doing now if you got that role. It has the Coca-Cola brand element and nomenclature. I
Mm.
agree.
Yeah.
But gosh, I know I have certain facts. And I
Mm.
mean, you're one of the very smart, intelligent guys. See the way you pivoted. You probably would not be open, your eyes will not be able to
True.
see some of
True.
these realities. And so
True.
sometimes some things happens to us and
Mm.
it's for a reason. Certain doors do not open because a bigger door is going to open, and
That's
if a
right.
smaller door opens, it will limit us.
That's right.
But at least you tried.
That's
There were
right.
factors beyond you. Not that you didn't interview well. I got the email from the manager. You tried.
Mm.
You did well, and that made
Mm.
me proud.
Thank you so much. You're just making my head to swell on this show today. Mr. Imole, I'll be bringing you every time. All right, so let's get down to because a lot of people are watching right now just so that they can learn, how to position themselves. I mean, I've thinking about just to talk a little bit about that about the interview again or the job.
Yeah.
It would have limited me because I would have felt so fulfilled at the time, like I'm working in Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
I'm a you know how Nigerians, and I just came at that time, so it's gonna be more for the social whatever than you
Yes.
actually doing something effective. Like honestly, I would not take anything away from my life right now
I'm
because it's even not about what others think. It's about the fulfillment you get from what you do, whether you're podcasting, whether you're selling, whether you're HR, whatever you do. It's
Mhm.
about how much are you getting satisfaction from that,
Yeah.
right? So let's
Yeah.
get into the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
navigating the job market as an
Mm.
immigrant. Mr.
Mm. Imole Ayo, Imo.
Emo. Okay. Hey, let's have okay, let's have nickname. That nickname will work. What's your nickname?
It's still Imole, Imoski, Imo.
Ah, God. Okay.
They
So
fire on.
so the thing is,
Mm,
as an immigrant, I just
yeah,
landed in Calgary
yeah.
or
Wow.
Toronto,
Yeah.
Halifax, wherever it is that we, or even in the US,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Or even in the UK as an
Mm-hmm.
immigrant, it's really tough. Really, really. I've heard, you know, the story about of Nigerians. I mean, I'm closer to Nigerians, and I know others would have that situation also.
Yeah.
I've heard stories of Nigerians like me. I'm a doctor. I came here and
Mm.
I'm driving Uber. In
Yeah.
fact, you find some people, transiting into IT, doctors transiting into IT,
Yes.
you know, and engineers, civil engineers transiting into sales or
Yes.
something. How can we navigate this environment in such a way that when we come, even
Hmm.
if it's going to take us a while to get the kind of job we want,
Yeah.
how can we navigate it in such a way that it's not going to take that long? Because I've heard stories like 3 years.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Is there
Yeah.
anything we can do as a career person to help,
Mm.
or is this how the society is? Like, this is how Canada is?
That's a good question. That's an amazing question, and I tell you, I mean, I've been there, I've done that.
Mm,
So I'm going to be sharing facts with you here and true life story. I
please.
mean, I have dipped coming into the system. There was
Mm,
nothing I didn't do. I did
mm.
Uber deliveries. I
Kai,
did I did cleaning. I'm not joking. I did
Kai.
cleaning. I worked with a guy here in Calgary. What his job was to go from place to place with his own personal truck to pick donks, and he was paying
Wow.
about maybe $25 an hour. And I did that. I'm not joking with you. And I was
Wow.
an HR manager back in Nigeria before I came. I had an official car. I was
Wow.
doing amazing. So in terms of that struggling, I've been there,
You
but I didn't
understand
stay
it.
there. So
Mm,
there are fundamental things you need to know as an immigrant. There's three lives or three phases of the life of an immigrant, and I've
mm,
structured it this way. There's what
mm,
we call survival, the first stage. There's pivoting, and there's consolidation.
mm,
The survival dimension of the life of an immigrant
mm.
must be followed up by the right mindsets. And I see that a lot of our people get stuck because of some myths and misconceptions they have. This is the
Mhm,
first thing I'll tell you.
mm.
You are moving from one country to another. It's a
Yeah,
major change.
it's a major
It's a
change.
change project.
It's a
It
risk.
means
Mm,
there are certain mindsets, there's certain understanding you must have, there's certain dynamics you must work with if you must succeed. First and foremost, there's a lot to unlearn and to relearn. The
That's the
second,
word.
yeah,
Unlearn.
you
Mm,
unlearn. You can't come and expect things to be the way it was where you're coming from. So there's a
mm,
lot you need to learn. But a lot of myths must be dealt with. So I've seen a lot of immigrants that come and say you have to start from the beginning. That's the first myth I want to. You want to start, you have to start from the scratch.
from the
I tell
scratch.
you that's a big lie. You are
Mm,
not starting from the scratch. You're coming with experience, you're coming with results and
mm,
competencies. You
mm.
have delivered value in your country, in your company.
That's right.
Canada is not heaven, neither is UK heaven.
At all.
It's a country, it's just that their systems work better than the country most of us
Oh,
are coming from. But
true.
when you come into that country, you must know that there might be a learning curve.
Mm, mm,
There might
mm,
be some things to go through, but what you bring, the value you bring is not useless, and you're not coming to start from the beginning. If you
mm,
have that mindset, see, there is a proverb I live by, and it says, the labor of the fool weareth him out, for he does not know the way to the city. So the
mm.
first critical things is for you to know the way to the city.
With information.
How does this city
Mm,
work? You need to get information and the
mm.
right information. I've seen a lot of our people struggle because they say, go and do this course, go and do that. And you are living
Yes.
your life by different people's experience. You need to first calm down.
Yes.
You need to first know that I was a project manager in my country. I made this amount of money for my company. I was an HR so in my, I was this, I was that. See, fundamentally, the
Mm,
competencies you have, they are global. Think about it this way.
mm,
As a project manager, as an HR professional, how to
mhm,
train, how to hire, comp and bend, how to
Mm,
recruit. They're all global practices.
mm,
What is different, however, is context, culture,
mhm.
right? And the standards, maybe the employment standards and all of that. So
Mm,
when you get to the city, your job is first to get information on
sure.
how do I navigate?
Mm,
What value do I have that is from where I'm coming from that is transferable here?
yeah.
So once you begin to ask that question, it will
Mm,
flow into how you restructure your resume. It will
mm,
flow into how you learn how to interview. Because you see, Canadians have a
mm.
way of speaking. They have a lingua, they have a language, they have a
That's
culture.
that's true.
Their major fear. I was presenting to the board of Coca-Cola sometime last year, and they asked me, Mole, what you've been on both sides. This concept of Canadian
Culture
experience,
and
culture, is
experience.
it genuine? Is it true? I
Mm,
said yes and no, but largely no,
mm.
because you see, the key thing is what they are afraid of is, are you acculturizing? Would you get us into trouble by the way you talk or by the way you act?
Yes, I'm going to really talk on that because
Yeah.
I've heard that a lot. Like, oh, the reason why we're not employing is because you don't have, you need to learn the culture, you need to understand, and it's not just the culture of
Mm.
the country.
Yes.
It's actually the culture of the labor market, like the workplace. There's a culture.
Exactly. And there's a way
Yeah.
to learn it. So let me quickly round off your question. So the
Mm,
point is, you
mm,
need to get information. You need to
mm,
know how the city works or how the country works.
mm,
Another major thing is you need to know how to network strategically. For
mm.
instance, Canada is huge on referral. Canada is huge on man no man. It's just
Yes.
that their nepotism is not as high as many other countries. But
Their
this
nepotism is cute.
Yes, but the truth about it is, if somebody is referring you, you've done 60% of the job, you get that interview, right? So
Mm.
you need to know how to, you can't come and be using the same CV you are using back home. They don't use CV here, they use resume. It must be
Resume.
adaptable.
Mm,
Personal branding is critical. You need to show up.
mm.
Simple concepts like volunteering is important. You need
Is
to have to position
important.
yourself. So the point is, there is a learning curve. Sometimes you need to, go
Mm,
through some seasons and
mm,
phase because you are learning something to
mm.
position for something. But don't come and believe that you're starting from the sky,
Scratch.
or your experience matters no nothing, or is hard here. It's really about a mindset.
Mm.
And that's why I categorize it into three. There's a survival,
Mhm.
right? You want to pay your bills because bills doesn't respect anybody's waiting. You have to do
It
what you
does,
have to do. So that,
doesn't it?
but when you are doing that, when I was doing my survival job in Walmart, I got an opportunity to go to Fort Mac to go and make more money, but it's going to be camp and it's going to move me away from my HR space. It won't allow me network. It won't
Mm.
allow me have those coffee chats. So I said no. And my family is young. I waited and it paid off. So you must really know how to network. You must really know how to understand the problems that are peculiar here and how you can position your skills, right, to match and solve that problem,
Mm.
right? And those
Mm.
are part of the mindset you really have to have. They need yours here. Take
Yeah.
away immigrants, Canada is nothing. And
Mm.
that is not disrespect, that's
It's
a
not
fact,
disrespect.
right?
Mm.
Look at the system. They need you on a daily basis. We're looking for candidates, right?
Just
So
just based on what you just said now,
yes.
let me just read this out.
Mhm.
Immigrants bring talents, innovation, family members, and financial investment to Canada.
Uh,
They also enrich the country's culture,
mm,
heritage, and opportunities.
mhm.
This is not me writing, this is Canadian Encyclopedia saying it themselves, right? So what you said is so true. But let me quickly, because I have so many points that I'm on, so many questions for you, sir. But I want you to quickly stress on. Listen, I have a personal experience.
Yeah.
Someone close to me that left the country, Nigeria, and has been here now, and then like, oh, I've not seen what I really want. But I wanted to touch a little bit more on that networking. Can you
Okay.
give us an idea about how to network? Because I have seen it.
Hmm.
I remember doing my first job when I got here. I was like, the first week I got a job. I left the job that the second week and I got another job in the car industry where I began to sell, which I did for like close to 2 years. And I became so good at that job that when I left, they were telling me to come back and become manager. And I was still referring people to them because I was so good at job. But what I wanted to just say a little bit about, a little bit about that networking and how important it is to, to the especially the Canadian job market.
Awesome. So that's a good one. Thanks, Fola. So networking is as powerful as anything. You must
Mm.
understand that in Canada, this is not a cliche. Your network determines
Is
your
your
net worth,
network. Mm.
right? And there are very several ways to network. First and foremost, you need to disabuse yourself of the whatever limiting mindset you might have from where you're coming from. I've seen some people say, I'm conservative. I don't know how to talk to people.
Mm.
I
Mm.
don't I go easy and all of that. You can't say you want to go easy when you chose to leave your country to come here.
When you have left
But
everything
you've left the
that was your
familiar to the
support.
unfamiliar. You need
Yes.
to understand that this is a deliberate, is a setup
Mm.
that you orchestrated. So you
Mm.
must know that in networking for Canadians is not so hard. For immigrants, because there are various avenues to network. First and foremost, if you're a Christian or you're a Muslim, you must understand that your church or your mosque is a social construct.
Construct.
In other words, don't look at it from just spiritual angle. This is this denomination. You go to church, you can test run some church or some mosques for some few weeks. See where they receive you most. See where they are
Mm.
more comely and they offer help. The church we
Mm.
went to when we came, they were so helpful. They were
Mm.
so helpful, right? And that's one of the reasons why I paid it forward as well. So you must understand that space. You must
Mm.
understand that then there are various platforms and communities out there. There's if you're in Calgary, there's a Nigerian Calgary Association. If any
Yes.
city you are, they have those things. You must understand that there are certain people who have been here
Mm.
before you,
Before
and that
you.
yeah,
Mm.
and you must calm down to say, okay, how can I go about it? You see, Canada is a leveler. You must understand that no matter your degree or the Mercedes Benz you are driving back home, when you come to a
Nigeria.
different country, you must calm down. So you must know
Mm.
how you're measuring things. Look for people who are helpful, or look for people who have positioned themselves or gone through a path and seek
Mm.
them out. Join those communities, right? Be active there. Ask questions there. Engage people that you see that they share content or they share value, right? Because those things they are important. So your church, if you have kids, your kids' school, you see these people there, engage with them, right?
Mm.
Ask them, yeah. Then attend events. So they call online events, webinars, and co. No, you don't want to attend. What are you
Attend.
doing? You're doing yourself a disservice.
Mm.
Attend those webinars. Attend those free workshops. You will meet people. You
Mm.
meet people there. There are centers where people gather. The critical thing is for you to look for those people, and they're online. They're online, they're in WhatsApp group. If you ask five immigrants who came before you, which WhatsApp group is for project managers or which WhatsApp group is for new moms, I can assure you any major key context. Ask people, ask five people, somebody will recommend one for you.
We recommend one.
I am
Mm.
telling you. Somebody,
Mm.
and if you're a good person, you are when I say good person, you're open-minded. You're not over interpreting everything, you're open-minded. You know how to
Open-minded.
yes, you can't come here and say I am you can be all of that, but you must have money. If you know you have plenty money, that kind of people. No, it is the truth, right?
Mm.
So some people are so
Mm.
rich, they have all the money, they don't need all of
I
those
don't
things. But
need
some
all
people
of
have
this.
all the money, they are paying as a coach. I have some people paying me as a consultant, as a coach. They are boxed up. They don't have time for all of those things. So they are ready
Mm.
to pay for that thing to get that
To get that.
consolidated value. You
Mm.
understand? So the truth about it is networking is key. Attend industry events, attend workshops, connect with professionals, ask questions. LinkedIn is another powerful,
Oh
powerful tool.
yeah. Yeah.
You met me through LinkedIn.
I
I
met you
have
through LinkedIn.
met so many people. We've done business together. We're still going to do many. I know somebody who got job from Nigeria.
Hmm.
She
Through
was a
LinkedIn.
PR
Was it
through
in
LinkedIn.
Nigeria?
She was in Nigeria that she reached out. Oh, hi, Imole. I'm interested in this. And so it doesn't
Wow.
always work that way for everybody, but it worked for her because time and chance. And she took the steps,
Mm.
right?
But if she
You know,
did not come out to reach out to you at that time,
then she lost the opportunity,
mm.
right?
Mm.
So the point is you must know that there are very, very different avenues. Your local assembly is there, your grocery is there. When you see people, a lot of people, when they see you as black, they say hello, hi. But I still see some people, they even, your eye jam and you still walk away. What are you? Say hello.
Say
You are in the
hello.
mall. You're in the mall with somebody. Walk
Say
up to them. Hey,
hello.
how are you? Even if that person ignore you, that's their problem. It doesn't mean everybody will
Mm,
ignore you, right?
mm,
Because you're just one step, one person away from that breakthrough, that job,
mm,
that
mm,
referral, that companionship. You're just one person away. You
mhm,
never know who that person can be. So
mm,
you must see every avenue as an opportunity to network,
mm.
right?
Mr.
And
Mole. Oh,
yes,
go ahead.
yes.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And the other
Go
thing
ahead.
I want to say is,
Go ahead.
so sometimes some people make a mistake of not understanding the psychological nuance around networking. When you're networking people, let your first thing not to be to ask for favors. Sometimes,
Mm,
even though you know where you are going, but network to be interested in them. See what you can offer them.
mm.
Sing a little of their praise. Everybody responds to recognition,
Yes, right.
right? Know how you engage, know how you meander. Don't just come, you don't know, you're asking for reference. You
And
don't
then you now say the Nigerians, they
like
don't help. They will not help you. As I don't go to Nigerians.
meanwhile,
No.
meanwhile is you. Meanwhile, the only time I know certain people, the only time they call your text is when they need something.
That's right.
Only that time. So
That's right.
I tell people, I say sometimes even the people on your WhatsApp, once in a while you see them post something that is worth it, like it,
She.
engage it, comment. What you're doing is you're putting them in your mind so that when you need them or when there's something that you
Mm,
can collaborate, you're not just coming from the blues, right? So networking is don't always come from what you can get. Sometimes think of what you can give
that's right.
is as important.
Man, I see. I told you that there won't be enough time because I've not even started scratching the questions I have for you, Mr. Emole. But please, if you are watching right now, make sure you are sharing this. This has to go around, right? People have to learn. I feel like there's so much nuggets that's going to come out of this show tonight. So please and please and please, just share it on your timeline, Mr. Mole. Ah, God. Oh, you forgive me. You forgive me for today. The overall employment rate among landed immigrants in 2023 is 82.6%. And that's 4% lower than the employment rate of Canadian born members of the core working age. But some people will
Yes.
they'll tell you that even the job we're doing is not really like most of those 86%. Like it
Mhm,
looks good, like a good
mhm,
number, right?
mhm.
But most of those jobs are, let me say, I don't have data for this one, but let me say half of that is actually not the job you want to do.
Yes.
Now, you've talked about, networking, in such a way that you could, referrals are like the strongest point here in Canada, right? And in the Western world. But I'm really curious to know, should you set a time for yourself as a person? Like, you know what, in 6 months, I want to get from working as Uber driver to getting my HR job. Is that
Mm,
something feasible that I should do as a person?
yeah.
Or I should just leave it to chance and try my best possible to do the best things I can, network, go to fairs, go to place of worship, and just be nice and just be cool and just what is there like a formula to this thing?
Hmm. That's a good question. So the real formula ultimately stems from somewhere, and it stems from the mindset, right?
Mm,
You can't take away as you think in your heart, so things are going to work out for you.
mm,
Because everything we see, this this session we're having, you have emphasized it, and then you started putting certain things in place. You reached out to me months ago, you put certain things in place, and then it became a reality.
mm,
So what is our own duty, right? That data is correct. A lot of our people, some of the jobs we do, is really just survival, just to get things going.
going.
But nothing says you should get stuck there. You must have a plan. So
Mm,
I said there are three phases of the life of an immigrant. Says survival. So that's survival. You need to get to where the next step, which is pivoting.
mm.
And how do you do that? Is to have a strategy. I am here now. So when I was working in Walmart, I was doing my I call it Brice Okpe job in Walmart, and I was doing 4 days a week
Kai.
and 10 hours every day. I made
Mm,
sure that I was volunteering, and it was after I started volunteering, I started getting calls. Before I started
mm,
volunteering, I was having coffee chats with people. I reach out to 15 people on LinkedIn. Maybe it's just two or maybe just three that respond. And I have
Kai.
informational chats with two people, and they will expand my mind. Some will refer, some will just make effort. So, and in between that, I
Mm,
started positioning myself to ask, okay, what program do I need to do? What course do I need to do? I know very well some of our family friends. Immediately they first got the survival job, they were thinking of buying house. That was their first thing. I
mm,
wasn't thinking about that because I
mm,
knew where I was going. So it was clear to me that you need to invest in education,
mm,
not because somebody says you have to, but because I've studied the land. I know that you will only get certain job based on certain credibility that you can
mm,
show. And I don't want to
mm.
get stuck here. I don't want to, right? So the point is, you're doing that job, you must have a plan. The plan, first and foremost, starts with the mindset, as I said. And the mindset is I have value to offer this land.
Mm.
Employers are looking for me.
For me.
The results I have generated before, I can do that and do more. That's why a
Hey.
lot of us, that's why a lot of us excel. Are you getting what I'm saying? So
Mm,
the truth about it is this: you must be conscious about the fact that you have replicated and generated value in the past. In
mm,
this new land,
mm,
know how to position yourself to replicate the same value, either
mm,
by training, by strategic relationship building and networking, either by
mm,
volunteering. So I was doing the regular job to pay bills, and I was volunteering. I was giving back in my field, right? Either by volunteering in some communities, where you can apply some of things, and then you go for an interview, you let them know that this is where you're volunteering, this is the
volunteer.
value you're giving, right?
Mm,
So you don't have to get stuck. You must have a plan. You must give yourself a timeline, because if you
mm.
give yourself a timeline, it's like writing the vision and then you're able to
Make it
walk
clear.
back. Yeah,
Mm,
so that you are reading it, you are running with it.
running with
So if
it.
you're oversleeping, oh boy, stand up. you know
Mm, mm. Wow, wow. So you gave us I mean I wrote down the two, the survival, the pivot. So what's the third one?
Consolidation.
Consolidation. I have to write
Yes,
it down.
consolidations.
How
So
people are writing your
mm,
so Yomi said Yomi wrote and said, think of what you can give, not what you can get. That's
yes,
the hallmark of networking, right?
networking. Oh
It
yes.
it makes sense. Okay, so just a moment. I'm writing that down. Consolidation. It's not like was used consolidation. No. This one is different. All right, Imo. I can
Yes.
call you Imo easily
All
because
right.
that one that is easy to say. Okay, so now I've learned. I know that okay, let me try and get out of my comfort zone because to be honest, some people are not very good with I'm an extrovert, right? I can get to any I mean I'm MC. I can enter any place and just become friends with everyone and we're just gisting and all of that. Some people are not like that. They're not like that. How can they get out of that comfort zone? Sorry, how can I get out of their shell and just try one or two things to try and meet up? Because some people just don't. It's not easy for them.
Yeah.
What are the or are there other steps they can take to
Hmm.
also still get to the same destination like an extrovert like myself? Any
Well,
tips?
everybody's path is different, right? I know certain people who don't do any of those, and they didn't even struggle at all. They came and they got the perfect job.
Okay.
Yeah.
True.
So you must understand that different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
But when you look at the overwhelming data, you know that the reality is for immigrants at the early stage, there's a struggle. And so
Mm,
if you know your personality is that of a shy person, you must start with the why. Why do I need to network and engage?
mm.
Number one is a lonely place here.
It's lonely.
You must
Lonely at the
understand that.
top.
Oh God. I have some friends. I remember one of my friend, one wonderful, beautiful, classy babe like that. She was
Mm-hmm.
telling me in Nigeria, men were always lining up. But here, in the last 1 year, nobody has said how far. Right?
Wow.
And that's because
Wow.
he's used to the former pattern, right? And so I had to coach her and say, oh girl, it's a different
A
dynamic.
different dynamic.
Yes, if you are waiting for certain things to happen now, you might wait. You'll be like that crab that is waiting at the, at the. So the point is, you must start with why. Why do I need to network? Why do I need to engage?
Hmm.
Right? You must ask yourself those kind of questions. And who even told me I'm shy? Because you've seen a lot of people say that they are shy, but amongst their circle, they are alive. Amongst their friends, they are not shy. In other words, they are not shy. It's just that when they get certain phase, they're a bit contained or they're reserved. So how do you want to recreate, recreate those kind of environments where you become alive? Sometimes it's to hang out with that your friend that you know is drivey, or that your friend that you know is more bustling, and get
Mm,
some tutoring, right? And
mm,
sometimes sometimes when you really know what is at stake, you don't sleep. That shyness will go away. You will show up and ask a question, and then I find out that everything can be trained. We can unlearn certain
mm,
things, because most of it, we sometimes we grew up with it, we are comfortable with it, but when you start knowing that, oh, I mean, there are people that for 10, 15 years of that, they've never lived without having an house help, and they are here now, no gatesman, no driver, no house help. Are they not surviving?
mm.
Oh yes, they are surviving. I know some top notch, and they are surviving. So the truth about it is, any of these issues, any of these social norms or systems that is
Mm.
not aiding you, you are shy, you are conservative, or you don't know how to reach out, or you don't know how to say no or get no. The truth is, you can put it on the table and ask yourself questions. Once you are able to go deep into the root of the issue, you might be able to unpack it or get help. Sometimes we all need help, right? It might be a support system that is strong to help us. It might even be, somebody in our life that can help you navigate that. And sometimes it might be a coach, or it might be a friend, or it might be a book. Go online and learn some things, invest in some
Mm.
courses, and learn that process and begin to practice, right? So it doesn't happen one day. It takes a process. But if you know this is an issue and it's not aiding you, it's not helping you, then of course you must be able to look for strategic solutions to resolve this problem. Interesting.
Yeah, Obianuju says 3 stages of life for a Canadian immigrant. I mean, I would change that to for an immigrant anywhere you find yourself, UK,
Yeah.
US, Australia, wherever.
Hmm.
Survivor, pipe. Honestly, see, I've told you that what you are gaining tonight is something that you will spend a lot of money. Imo, thank you so much for doing this for us. We really appreciate it. We see, just leave the thank you comment on the stream right now. Let me share it with Mr. Imo. Let's show him some FNM, love, some Friday night mix love. Thank you so much, Mr. Mole. So many other questions. Now I know that you have gone into consulting.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about Luminous Consulting.
Oh, thank you. All right. So I mean, I know that my life, I certain things, you just gravitate towards certain things,
True.
and you know that is the path that has been curated for you, and things
Mm,
begin to fall in line.
place.
There's no guarantee that it's going to be a smooth ride, right?
No,
But the truth
no.
about it, you just know that this is your path. So I mean, I think it really became so clear to me when I was doing my MBA last year. I discovered a lot of things. One of the things I discovered is the same perspiration and hard work a high performing employee is giving is the same that the owner of the organization is giving. And what do I mean? You can't be
Mm,
an hypo if you just work 9 to 5. You have to give more. You have to stretch more. The owner of the business is stretching more. Now I don't sleep. I don't sleep. I work 16 hours now minimum, and I know more is coming. I get what I'm saying.
mm,
But what differentiates that person and the owner of the organization? Number one is the ability to take risk. Are you getting it? And number
mhm.
two is the strategic collaborations. There are a lot of people that are not as smart as us. They are doing bigger things.
I'm telling
Have
you.
you not seen? You wonder, eh? But they're able to. So I just know that I'm passionate about people. I'm passionate about HR. I'm passionate about coaching, and God has helped me to deliver some results at a very strategic level. And
Mm,
I saw an opportunity. So, for instance, I started HR Leaders in Canada about 3 years ago, thereabouts, and now we are almost 1,000 members. That's an organization on its own. And there
wow.
are different people running different departments or different systems. They're not paid anything, but they're adding value to people's life. That's a system.
Mm,
So I looked at it and I can do this for organizations. The same value I was able to give in two Fortune 500 companies I work, I can deliver the same value to small and medium scale organizations. So I can empower individuals as a coach, as an HR professional. I can empower individual organizations, teams, and systems by the same things I've learned. So
mm,
for me, Luminous Consulting is we're into three things majorly, arms. First and foremost, there's a B2C part where we train professionals. We have courses running in HR, HR data analytics, in labor relations, we have it running. Then, of course, we are launching our B2B part of the business where we help organizations on HR solutions, either training, employee relations issues, recruitment, every core thing that SMEs need to survive. So we go in, I'm working with some solid, powerful men. We go in, we give you value, right? And help your organization win in the marketplace. And the third dimension of Luminous is thought leadership, right? We're
Mm.
putting a lot of frames in place where we begin to shape the world of HR through our thoughts. So, for instance, we just became certified by HRCI, meaning that we are globally recognized.
God.
Every training we deliver now, you can get CPD hours. That's continuous professional development. You can
Mm.
get it, and it means that you have the seal and credibility of the quality of content we're delivering to you. So
Mm.
we're playing in that space, right? That's the idea, to empower professionals and enable organizations. And while me, I'm still a coach. So Luminous is on his own. Is I'm building it while doing that, but I'm still coaching Imole. And you'll
Mm.
still see more of me. I have over 30,000 followers on LinkedIn now. I've not scratched it at all. I'm
Nice.
just coming to add value. And
Nice.
again, some of us has to be in some places to give
Mm.
light to. We are shoulders that Sunday people will have to
Mm.
lean upon. And get that hope, because a lot of our people are suffering here. I see it and it's painful.
It's
But there's
painful.
hope. The land is right for us.
That's right.
There's so much here. There's so much here for us to get. We just must see,
Mm.
collaborate right, and put in
Mm.
the hard work. And then favor speaks for us.
Coach Imole, I found a name that I'll call you. Coach Imole, can you
Mhm.
give me your website so we can put it on? People can reach out to you, right?
Yes, sure. Absolutely. You can just check coachimole.com. That's it.
Okay, CoachImole.com is better, right?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
because I
And
want to
then,
type it and let it scroll on the screen. So
thank you.
www.coachimole.com.
Coachimole.com.
I found a
Mhm.
name for it. I was
And
like,
then
oh,
there's Luminous Consultants. We're on LinkedIn, we're on Instagram. Luminous Consultants.
all right. So is there yeah, so please, if you need to reach out to Coach Mole
Mhm.
to have a more conversation with him concerning HR and even how to navigate the job business, especially here in Canada, please. His website is scrolling on the bottom of the screen right now. It's www.coachimole.com. I told you, Coach Imole, that today there won't be enough time. But see, this question is very dear to my heart because
Okay.
that's like for me, that's who I am.
Mhm.
What's the importance of ownership in the land that is not yours?
Hmm.
I come here and I see Indians doing great things. In fact, as a matter of fact, there's somebody in the political sphere who is contesting to become the prime minister of Canada,
Yes.
of that heritage. If you, I did a research about, I was speaking to Peter on this show, and I was
Mhm.
talking about recycling. I see only Indians in recycling.
Yes, that's their business.
If you count 10 what's it called now? Filling stations, at
Yes.
least in this Canada, I know. I'm sure that 8 is owned by Indians.
Yes.
Ownership.
Or they
What
have
what
franchise. Yeah.
franchises, yes.
Mhm.
And franchises
Mhm.
exactly.
Yes.
As blacks, because I don't
Mm.
even want to talk Nigerian alone right now, as
Yeah.
African,
Yes.
what are the steps? Because people will tell you, oh, you need to have money. Do you need to have millions of dollars before you can start thinking of ownership, before you can start getting into owning space, owning spaces, owning industries in this part of the world?
No. No, you don't need to have millions. So one of the things you need to know about Canada is Canada thrives on entrepreneurships or entrepreneurs.
Hmm.
There's so much grants, there's so much opportunities. They are looking for people who are viable, people who have thought through the ideas, have tested it, have some elements of proof, and
Hmm.
people who are daring. See, entrepreneurs are the ones that make the world go round.
Go around.
This tool, you and I, we can be thousands of miles away and we can have the same meeting like this. It was
Hmm.
an idea in an entrepreneur's head,
Somebody's
and
mind.
then he just brought it to life. As long as
Hmm.
you can think it, you can believe it, you can risk it, you can collaborate it, you can get it done.
Risk.
I tell you, oh, there's an element of risk in it.
Hmm.
If my wife did not give me a go ahead, I can't do what I'm doing
That's right. That's
because there's
right.
a risk in it. So that's where support system comes in, right? But the
Mm.
truth about it is, going back to your core questions, you don't need to have millions. You know, it's before that they say you have idea, it's just idea you have and you don't have money to die. It's before. These days we've seen people literally, they have an idea, they put it to work, they collaborate, right, they position with people, become millionaires in one year. We see
Mm.
people, I mean, so it's before all of this is happening. So the truth about it now is, whatever ideas that you have,
Mm.
do a deep dive. Somebody is working on it, or somebody has done it, has gone through any path you want to go through, and they have succeeded. They failed, they've documented their failure and their success. You can go to
Mm.
learn from it.
Mm.
Do you think you are going through anything now? And you are going, you know how sometimes we go through some things, you think you are alone in that part. It's a lie. In a world of 7 billion people, at least 2 million people are going through the same thing you're going through. And some people have documented the process. Some people
Mm.
have put how to navigate that path. Go and learn it. Go and understand it.
Mm.
Look for people in your space, or look for people who can hold your hands. Look for
Mm.
mentors. That's why we have mentors. I have people, I was still with one of my mentors yesterday, 2 weeks ago. I constantly go to learn from certain people, because the truth is, don't journey alone. Even your
Don't
career
journey
you are building,
alone.
don't go alone. Don't go
Mm.
solo. You guys know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So the
Yes.
land is ripe. And please let me make this statement. Every major person that's made an impact globally, go and check them. Many of them, they are immigrants amongst them. In fact, from Bible days, immigration has been. Isaac
Mm.
was an immigrant. Abraham was an immigrant. Daniel was an immigrant. They went to another land. They struggled. They dug wells. They contended with them. But yet they
Mm.
continued and they won. And so because the land is waiting, we have a different way of thinking. We have
Mm.
tenacity, we are gifted, we're empowered, we have what a lot of them don't have. Only if we begin to see and believe in ourselves and begin to collaborate.
Collaborate.
Every time you put something up, anybody that is close to me, I see it, I like it, I engage it. You know
Mm.
why? Because anytime our brother is doing something or our sister is doing something, we're not supporting them, we are doing a disservice to ourselves.
Mm.
Our
Yeah.
competition is not us. We are
Yes.
not. You don't understand. I do interviews every time. Your competition is not the other Nigerian. There are a lot
Mm.
of Indians and Chinese people and people from Bangladesh who have the same qualities that you
And
have and are
Filipinos.
tenacious. Filipinos, they are more tenacious. So
Mm.
you need to have that expanded mind and know that there's so much for you to grab. All you need to do is strategic positioning and begin to learn the way to the city. Learn to
Mm.
understand your ways. Learn how things work. There are variables that are fixed. There are things that are fixed. You can't do anything about it. But there are variables that you can make work in your way. Mr.
Ah, Coach Mole. I just feel like sitting down. You know how the disciple of Jesus, they just sat down and they were
Um,
listening to Jesus, and they were just wrapped in the conversation that he was having, the parables, and
mm,
the expositions. Thank you
mm,
so much. See, I have more than 10 questions that I still
mm.
have left, but I can't ask because it's time.
Yeah.
It's just a minute to end the show. But I
Yeah.
really want to thank you. I really want to appreciate you for coming on the show. We're going to call you again sometime soon, honestly, because you've got to come back again and have this conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank
Please, if you're still watching, because I
you.
see a lot of us still watching the show, please make sure you're sharing it. If you have questions for Coach Mole, please drop it in the comment section. I'm going to collate that. I'm going to send to him, and then I'll share with whatever questions, whatever whoever is dropping those questions. But on tonight's show, on the Friday Night Mix Show, we've come to the end of the show, and we're excited. Coach Mole, is there any other way we can reach you, email or something, we can, apart from your website?
So it's still Imole. Imole as Coach Imole.
Imole at
Imole at
Coach Imole.
coachimole.com. Yes, you can reach. Or you just search my name on LinkedIn, Imole Ayo Ashogbon.
Yes,
I
yes.
think I
Like,
think I think for now I'm the only Imole Ashogbon on LinkedIn.
that's true. That's true. For now,
Yeah,
for now,
yeah, for now,
you
yes.
know.
Yeah, nobody stays anywhere forever.
All right.
you
Thank
know,
you so
yeah.
much for coming on the show. Thank you for
Thank
giving
you,
of
thank
yourself.
you, thank
Really
you.
appreciate you. And just so you know, you're a Nigerian out there, you're a black person out there. Support,
Yes,
help,
yes,
collaborate.
yeah.
Do something to help you. See, I send out my flyers every Thursday. Some people will still not share it. You know, I'm not your competition. We are not competing against each other.
No.
My success is your success. Your
Mm-hmm.
success is my success. There was a
Mm-hmm.
lady that sent me something. Just see, I think she broadcasted it, and I posted it on my wall. She was surprised. She was just said, "Ah, I never knew you posted." I said, "Why would I post it? You're going to do a program. I'm happy to share it, right?" And I really want to thank everyone that shares. I mean, I have some people. Once, if I will even share to them, once I put it on my own status, they will take it and share it.
Yeah.
You know, if you collaborate with others, of course, you have what you've done is you have paid forward. There's
Yeah.
no way you want to do yours that person that you've helped would not, except they are ungrateful. So let's help. Let's learn to help each other. Let's learn to love each other. Let's
Yeah.
learn to reach out. Be like me. You have a job in a company that you think you like, and you think you want to, and you see somebody in that, even if you feel the person will say no, go reach
We
out
still
first.
ask.
Ask first. And if you meet somebody, like we said earlier in the show, and the person you want to ask for a favor, and you know that okay, it's too soon to do that, at least give first. Be of value to that person. And I'm sure by the time you do all those things, life will be a little bit more easy.
Yeah.
Honestly, thank you so much. People are also saying thank you. Yomi says thank you, Coach Mole. Very informative session. And on this note, we do say bye.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.